Okay, so the first card you've got for your past is, yeah, this horrible, horrible, horrible Three of Swords. Heartbreak, obviously, tears. I don't think this is something that's happened to you, though. It feels like it feels very, very distant, actually. Very, very, very distant. So something that happened a long, long time ago. It feels so distant that I don't actually think this is about you personally. I'm just looking at this heart. It's divided up, so it's some kind of split. It feels like a really big, big breakup, and it feels like this is a long-term couple or an older couple. So it might be divorce. It might actually be your parents. Might be someone in your family. Because I'm getting something a long, long, long time ago, and it wasn't you, but it affected you. So it might be that. So yeah, a couple that's older than you. So it might be your parents. It might be some other couple that was very close to you when you were growing up. But I think it's probably your parents if this is you. So yeah, it really had an impact on you, really did. Even as an adult, I think this has had an impact on your life and on your relationships as well. Yeah, very, very stressful time when this all happened. Okay, a lot more stressful than it should have been. That's what I'm seeing. There was a big split. I don't think it was handled very well. I think there are a lot of things in your life that were overshadowed because of this big breakup or this big thing. It feels like it went on and on and on for longer than it should have. Of course, I have lots and lots of sympathy for anyone who's going, or empathy, I should say, for anyone who's going through a divorce or something like that. I'm not saying, oh, you should just get over it. No, of course I'm not saying that. But it really feels like this dragged on, even for years and years later than it should have, impacted on a lot of people. It feels like this was talked about, and maybe things happened, because I was seeing events in your life kind of being overshadowed. So maybe it was something like, you had a graduation or a birthday or something like that, and this couple decided, no, I'm not going if they're going, I'm not going if they're going. Or maybe they went and there was a fight. So things, I don't know what it was, but things were overshadowed because of this situation. And if you look at this card, there are all these clouds on this card. Obviously, clouds overshadow things, and it's very, very dark as well. So, I think this really taught you a lot. It taught you, firstly, it taught you how not to behave in that situation. But yeah, I'm still getting an awkwardness and problems, logistical problems. And I think there's someone in this that still hurts over this. I think they're still affected. Their mind's affected psychologically by this. That sounds quite extreme, I know. But I think someone still, probably someone in your family, it feels like they still talk about this and they're still quite angry or bitter, or no, not angry or bitter. No, not angry or bitter. Upset, psychologically hurt, and still very upset, but kind of unnecessarily upset, because it's really gone on and on for a long, long time. I think they spoke to you. I think you've tried to help this particular person. That's what I'm seeing. So I think there was a lot of impact on your life when this happened, and years later, and even now, and even when you go through your relationships, you kind of got that in mind, I think. And also, I think one of the parties that went through this was a little bit of a burden on you as well. And you didn't want this to be a burden because you did care about this person, but it was a burden on you because they really, really lent on you. So that's kind of what I'm seeing now. And it really wasn't handled very well. It really wasn't, this whole split or divorce or whatever. It really, really wasn't. I think there was also a family split as well. So it might have been siblings. Some went on one side, some went on. So I'm seeing all of that as well. Okay, so the next card you've got for your past, the Queen of Cups. Yeah, so look at this. This is exactly what I was seeing. So the Queen of Cups, she's a really kind of fragile woman. She's very, obviously she's very emotional, very beautiful. She's very ornate. Everything's very ornate. Like if you look at her cup, it's quite fragile. It's got these little, horn-looking things on it. It's all very ornate and everything very decorated. But it looks like you could easily break it. It's not like a normal cup that you see in the tarot. This is a very delicate cup. It's probably very valuable. So this is a very fragile person, and I think that's what happened with one of these people who went through this breakup or this split or whatever. When you're growing up, or maybe even later on when you're an adult, you had to have this person, you had to help this person. They were leaning on you. And yeah, this queen's so emotional, so very deep problems. And it feels like this is even deeper than, oh, I'm upset over this breakup. This is very, very deep here. It's even deeper than heartbreak. It feels like it might even be, or it might have been, I don't know if it's still like that now, but it might have been depression that this person went through, or it might be even more deep, even deeper than that. It's horrible. I hate to say this, but it feels like you might have actually helped someone from the brink. There's a cliff here. Look at this cliff. It's right beside this queen. So you might have helped this person from going right to the edge of something. I hope it wasn't that dramatic, but this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm feeling when I look at this. So, okay, so I don't want to say any more about that because it's, it's not good to dwell on these kinds of things. But lots of things about this time have really impacted on your life, again, even today. Obviously in negative ways, but also in positive ways. Because, all the things you've learned from this, you've learned a lot, and also you're a lot stronger now. You're very, very strong. You've always been strong, though. But I think this is still very difficult for someone even now, I think. I think they might not say that, but I think they still have a lot of very, very difficult feelings around this. Okay, so the last card you've got for your past is the Eight of Cups. Yeah, so obviously here we are again, walking away. Now, this is interesting, actually. Okay, so it looks like maybe you've gone through a significant breakup as well. And yeah, I think it was a serious relationship. I'm seeing children here as well. I don't know if you had children together with this person. There's something about children. Maybe they already had children. I don't know. Something about children involved here. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Now, yeah, you ended this in a much calmer way than this other breakup that you kind of witnessed when you were younger. Because if you look at this, there's a wall of cups here. And obviously it's a wall of emotions. And, it's nighttime, the moon's here. So he's walking away at nighttime. And at nighttime, if you're walking around at nighttime, there aren't many people around on the streets, or as many. It depends on where you are, which city you're in. But usually not as many people are walking around at nighttime. So, no, I'm not saying you were sneaking away or whatever, but it just feels like you wanted to make this as low-key as possible, as stress-free as possible, no drama. Now, I think there was someone making drama around this breakup and all of that, but you did, as best, or you did as well as you could to kind of minimize that drama, alleviate all of that. And I think you did really well if this is you. You really, really did, because you learnt from this other thing. Now, I don't know how long ago this was when you separated, but yeah, I think this person still watches you, this ex. I think they still watch out for what you're doing, maybe on social media, I don't know, or wherever. Yeah, it's not like, oh, I love them, I want them back, I have to watch them. I'm not getting that kind of feeling. Yeah, I don't think they have good thoughts about you, let's say. Maybe they talk about you. They're still a little bit emotional. It feels like they're very, very mixed up emotionally. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like blaming. I think they still blame you for things, actually. But, I wouldn't worry about this. You're not in any harm or anything. But, if you look at this wall of cups again, there's a sort of spiral. I don't know if you can see this whole thing. I'll just lift it up so you can see. So this kind of little spy hole, and you can see, you know, this man through the gap in the cups, you know. So they're kind of watching you through this wall of emotion. So they've still got emotion and they're watching you. And but they're not happy with you, because look at the face. Look at the face on the moon. It's giving them the side eye. He's not very happy with that man. So, yeah, so they're not very happy with you. They're not going to do anything, I don't think. But, you know, and I think you're probably in another relationship now as well, or there's some kind of love connection around you. I think that's what I'm seeing anyway. So, you know, even if they did come back to you, and they're not going to, but you wouldn't be interested anyway, I don't think. But yeah, that's just kind of what I'm seeing there as well. So the first card you've got for your present is the Queen of Pentacles, which is a beautiful, beautiful card. I love this card. It's so nurturing. Very peaceful, beautiful card. So, okay, so there's a sequence here. When you look down at these cards, you know, when you look down at these three in the middle, you know, you've got 2 coin cards. So there's money here, definitely. And then you've got the Emperor, you know, it's kind of, he's kind of the filling in the sandwich of the money. So, and you know, he's super determined. That's what the Emperor's like. So right away you can see, you know, you've got this huge determination inside you. It's in the middle of the money cards. So you're striving for some kind of career, business, money kind of related thing. So that's what I'm seeing there in all these cards. Okay, so with the Queen of Pentacles, this is about, you know, this is a mother, obviously. So this is about giving birth to something. It's like an idea, manifesting something. Now, okay, so I'm getting this feeling of endurance, longevity. So whatever this is that you're doing, or whatever this is you want to do or manifest or whatever, you're in this for the long haul. You're not giving up on this. Yeah, it feels like things might be happening a little bit slower than what you'd like, but yeah, there's a little bit of frustration here, I think, but just hang in there. Don't change what you're doing. If you're going along, you know, and it feels slow, don't worry about that. Just keep doing whatever you're doing. Okay, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but okay, this is what I'm getting. Okay, I'm just getting this picture in my mind of a racetrack. And it's like you're a marathon runner and you're running along at your own pace. And some people don't know this is a marathon, actually. So they think it's a sprint. And some of these people are sort of running past you and they're kind of laughing. They're saying, oh, look at me, I'm ahead of you. Look at me, I'm rushing ahead of you. You're behind and I'm ahead. You've got endurance. You've got endurance. They can't run fast like this forever. They can't sprint forever. You're going to be here in a few years' time, still doing the same thing, and you're going to get really, really far. You're going to really rise up, but they can't do that if they're sprinting. It's impossible. So whoever these people are, whoever this is, you know, representing, and it's more than one person, I don't think they're going to last. You know, a lot of these people are going to drop off completely. They're just going to drop off, and you'll still be there. You'll still be there. So if this is making any sense to you, might not make any sense to you, but if it does, don't be impatient, because if you start getting impatient, you're heading into that crazy territory where you're going to drop off and fall off to nowhere. And you don't want to go there. You don't want to go that way. You want to go your way. Your way is the right way. So keep on going in exactly the same way. However you're doing this, keep going. And yeah, this just popped into my head as well. Quality over quantity. So, you know, if you imagine holding a really cheaply made, poor quality item in one hand, and then the equivalent of that in the other hand, a really well made, really good quality product, you know which one you want to be. You know which one you want to be. And you can't rush quality. You can't make a quality product if you're rushing. So you know which one you are. You're the quality. So take your time. You're not these people rushing off. You're not showing off. And also look at this queen. She's not running anywhere. She's doing the opposite. She's sitting there. She looks really relaxed. She's not running ahead of everyone. She's not going, I'm better than you. She's not comparing herself to... She doesn't have to compare herself with anyone because she's the queen. Remember that. You don't have to compare yourself with anyone. You're not rushing off. You don't need to do that. You don't need to show off. She doesn't need to do that because she's the queen. So just remember that. And so yeah, I hope that makes sense to someone. I know it was a bit strange and abstract, but I hope it makes sense to someone. Okay, so the next card you've got for your presence is the Empress. So, okay, this feels a bit like a warning to me, actually. Now, yeah, I think this is why I was getting all this about your not your breakup, but someone in your family's breakup, divorce or something like that, whatever that was when you were younger. So there might be some kind of disagreement, argument, something like that, and this is around family. Now, I don't think it's happened yet. It feels like it hasn't happened yet. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen here, but it feels like someone might try to drag you into something. And yeah, there's definitely money here. So I think there's some kind of unresolved money issue or money thing around this in your family. And it feels like this is going to come up sometime soon. So just prepare for this. Just be ready for this. There's anger here as well. The Emperor's got his suit of armor on. He's ready for battle. So you need to be ready for whatever this is. And, it feels like you're the strong one here. I've seen that in the Queen of Cups. So, yeah, there might be pressure on you, actually. Whether that's someone asking you to take charge or take control of things in this family. It might be something like, it's all a big mess and everyone's arguing and they want you to be the boss and say, right, you do that, and all of that kind of thing. And it feels very, very stressful, feels very chaotic to me. And when you've got a really difficult group of people like this, and you've got you've got a combination of families, anger, money, obviously it's a recipe for lots and lots of stress and lots of emotion here as well. I'd be tempted to stay away from all this, actually. That's what my gut feeling is. But yeah, I think, yeah, these people see you as the leader. They see you as the emperor. So definitely protect yourself from all this drama. That's all I can really say about this right now. I can't see much else about that. But there's some kind of family situation, some kind of mess around money. Someone's going to try and drag you into this. And it's quite stressful. So just watch out for that if that's all kind of resonates with you, if you think that applies to you. Okay, so the last card you've got for your presence, the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, just one more thing about this family money thing. One of these people, yeah, this is what I'm getting. One of these people are short of money, or they're not where they'd like to be financially, let's say. And I think that might be what starts this whole thing off, because I'm getting lots of, oh, that's not fair. They've got that, I've got this. It might be something about an inheritance, because it's all about they've got that share, I've got that share. It might not be that, but it's this kind of jealousy. It's like, I've only got this, they've got that. And I think that's what's fueling this. It's not based on fairness. It's based on a little bit of envy, I think, actually. So just be careful of anyone who wants to align with you. Let's go on my side, go on their side, all that kind of thing. I don't want to tell you what to do, but personally, I wouldn't align with anyone here. Yeah, I really, really wouldn't. I'd be keeping a distance if I were you, really. But obviously, it's up to you. Okay, there's something else here. If you're in a relationship, I don't know if this is what you're doing, but this is how someone's feeling. Okay, so it looks like someone feels as if you're there physically, but maybe you're not there mentally or emotionally. And I'm just getting all this focus on work and getting ahead, and that's where your focus is. Watching the competition and all that. It doesn't feel like you're trying to be distant, but yeah, this is how they're feeling. They're feeling as if you're closed off, And yeah, they'd love you to come closer. They just want you to come close to them and open up to them, and they feel as if you're not doing that. So if that's you, if that makes sense to you, just talk to them, just reassure them, just tell them, I love you, I care for you, I really do. If you're busy, tell them why, just explain all that to them. Yeah, someone's starting to worry a bit, I think. They're starting to worry about whether you're fully there, whether you're fully interested. They're starting to think, are they really interested? Are they just busy, or are they just saying that? So all of that stuff's going through their mind. So if that's you, you just need to reassure someone. So that's what I'm seeing now. Okay, so the false card you've got for your future's Judgment. Okay, right, this is a really, really clear sequence here. So I'm going to talk about all three of these cards together. Now, this is all about this family, money, crazy situation. Okay, so on the Judgment card, you can see family, obviously. There's a family at the front of this card. Now, again, a lot of people in this family see you as the strong one. They see you as this leader, this strong person, the mediator or the boss or whatever, because you're coming up as the Emperor. And look at this angel. They're all jumping up to attention because, this angel's sounding the trumpet. So it looks like they're looking for a boss. They're looking for a leader. They feel as if they can't really act properly until they've got someone blowing their trumpet, telling them what to do. So they're looking to you to blow the trumpet, if this is all resonating. So someone's going to want you to take charge. I keep on seeing this family division as well. And one of these people are just, one of these people is irresponsible with money. I'm seeing that again here. Because look at the Page of Pentacles. Look at the Page of Pentacles. They're struggling with money because they're not very good with money. They're irresponsible. They're struggling because they're irresponsible. I'm not saying, okay, I don't want you to think I'm thinking this. I don't think this at all. I'm not saying everyone that has problems with money is irresponsible. That's not what I'm saying. I've had money problems before. Just about everyone has. So I don't mean that at all. And of course, people go through things and it's not their fault. Of course, I know that. But with this particular person, they are struggling with money because they are irresponsible. I don't know whether they're gambling, overspending, or just making silly decisions or something like that. Because again, look at this page. Look at this Page of Pentacles. I can't remember if I actually said this is about the Page of Pentacles or whether I imagined it. I don't know. Maybe I said it, maybe I imagined it. I don't know. But I'm seeing this in the Page of Pentacles. So pages are teenagers. They're students. So they're just learning. They're learners. And so sometimes, teenagers or people are just learning. Obviously, they're not all that responsible, because they don't have the experience. And also, if you look at this page, look at how he's handling this coin. He's really afraid. He thinks, I'm going to drop this. I don't know how to handle this coin. Literally, I'm trying to handle this coin. I don't know how to handle this coin because I'm about to drop this and I'm really worried. It's on the tips of my fingers. So they can't handle money properly. They're not good at handling money. So this is the person, this is where all this starts. Someone's not good at handling money. They feel as if they don't have enough as someone else. They've got this jealousy thing going on and they're starting all this drama. People are taking sides. That's what this whole thing is. Lots and lots of drama. Now, what I'm seeing with the Death card is, I think eventually what the outcome of this is going to be is some of these people in this family, they're going to go their separate ways. They're going to separate. I don't know when this is going to happen, but I think eventually that's going to happen. I'm seeing that happening. And it really feels like there's a permanent split that's happening. So there are going to be people here who probably aren't going to see each other ever again after all this comes out. I don't think it's going to be resolved properly. It's not. It feels like it's not going to be resolved. But I think people are going to go their separate ways. So yeah, again, if this is you, keep your armor on like the Emperor. You're going to need it, I think, and a hard hat and everything else. yeah, all through this, I keep on wanting to say, or I kept on wanting to say to you, don't get involved, stay away. That's my instinct all through this. It just feels as if I want to run away from this myself. So, of course, that's all up to you, whether you want to be involved or not. My instinct's telling me to stay away from this. So that's what I have to say to you.